We start at 6 with breaking news in Vancouver. One person was killed in an overnight apartment fire. Sunrise reporter Ashley Grams is there live with the latest in just a minute.
And thousands of people gathered around the area for May Day protests. Why those local demonstrators say they're taking a stand.
And a young Pacific Harbor seal is making quite a home for herself at the Oregon Coast Aquarium. We'll have more on her rescue journey as your 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Friday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Let's bring Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis into the mix as well. Chris McGinnis stepping into the frame right about now. There he is. Hey, Rod, can I test your memory skills?
Oh, please.
Do you remember the name of that harbor seal at the Newport Aquarium?
Oh, good grief, no.
Gary.
Gary
with two R's. Yes, there you go.
2 R's.
We'll have more with Gary coming up, but first, Rodney.
See, once you jog my memory, I remember the rest of the story. I just can't remember the story. Here's a look at cloudiness starting to come toward us. We are seeing some cloud cover along the coast. Now, inland areas, we are beautifully clear right now. Here's Snook's Winds Casino Resort camera. Again, clouding up this morning, 50 degrees, but all dry. Still clear over Salem and still clear coming into Portland. The sun is now up and getting ready to pop up over the Cascades. You can see it right there. So we are at 54 degrees. That's coming off of yesterday's high of 84 degrees. Sunshine all morning, 68 at noon, and then eventually clouding over. Temperatures getting up to around 70 or better, depending on when those clouds come in and thicken up. Here's Chris.
That's good, because yesterday was just too hot. Okay, let's get you out the door. I-5 in the 205 interchange. This is in Tualatin. There's your northbound commute. That is rolling right along this morning. So far, the freeway drive looks good. Quick check of, the St. John's Bridge, Highway 30 down below. That looks good as well. A quick check of your traffic map. The freeways are in good shape. And guys, here's a quick look at your drive time. We are greater than a speed limit clip across town for now.
Chris, thank you. We want to get back to that breaking news in Vancouver where one person died after a fire broke out at an apartment in Vancouver.
Sunrise reporter Ashley Grams has been live on the scene there for the past 90 minutes or so. So Ashley, what's the latest?
Of course, we'll be on the scene all morning here with the latest updates.
Yeah, guys, good morning. We're just off SR 14 on the east side of Vancouver, and the Vancouver Fire Department tells me that when they got this call at about 3 in the morning, there was heavy fire on the 3rd floor of this apartment complex, and they found one person dead inside. Now those flames are out, and an investigation is underway. The Vancouver Fire Marshal's office is on scene, and Red Cross has arrived to help out about 20 people impacted by this fire. Now, I did talk with a woman who says she lives next door to the unit where this fire was raging. And while she didn't want to go on camera, she did say her cat woke her up, and that's when she realized the complex was on fire.
I literally just grabbed my cats and got out of there because I knew the wall that I was sleeping next to was on that apartment, and so I just kind of wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, the Vancouver Fire Department has a chaplain who's on scene to support anyone who may need it during this investigation. They say this investigation could last here for a few hours. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates. Guys.
Ashley Grams live for us this morning there in Vancouver. In other local headlines, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says another body was found in a local river. So that makes 5 bodies found altogether in the month of April. According to the Sheriff's Office, the latest body turned up Wednesday near Terminal 4 in North Portland. The medical examiner is now working to determine the identity and cause of death. Other bodies were found last month in the Willamette near Swan Island, in the Multnomah Channel, and also in the Columbia River near Hayden Island.
A man accused of a deadly road rage shooting in downtown Portland has now been convicted of murder. It was the second time Jeffrey Hammond was on trial after a mistrial in December. Hammond was working as an Uber driver when he shot and killed Ryan Martin, who confronted him over parking in 2023. He also shot and wounded a bystander who was recording the scene with his phone. Hammond argued that it was in self-defense, but jurors Thursday unanimously found him guilty on both felonies. Hammond is scheduled to be sentenced in June.
The Clark County Sheriff's Office tells us the former interim chief of the Cowlitz Tribal Police, who died by suicide last week, was under investigation for alleged sex crimes against a child. Charles Gardner was found dead inside a car after what was reported initially as a burglary in Vancouver. Yesterday, though, the Sheriff's Office said it was not a burglary and that the person who called 911 said they got into a fight with Gardner after they found him inside their home. Investigators have not released details about the alleged sex crimes.
Yesterday, massive crowds gathered in cities across the U.S. for International Workers' Day, also called May Day. The day typically focuses on labor and immigrant rights. This is the video from North Carolina, Minnesota, California, and Philadelphia.
Thousands of people, meanwhile, gathered around here for local May Day protests.
Alma McCarty spoke to people rallying in both Portland and Vancouver.
Labor history is also a history of resistance.
From Vancouver to Portland. Large crowds of demonstrators got loud and gathered together this May 1st.
I feel energized, to see this kind of participation and see how it's affecting everybody and everybody stepping up.
I feel safest here because I know these people have values that I respect.
Their signs and speeches sending clear messages, supporting workers, supporting immigrants, and strongly protesting the Trump administration and the slew of changes and actions over the past 100 days.
I have a hard time believing that my fellow Americans didn't see this coming.
Have to take a stand. I mean, we just have to we can't sit it out.
Longtime May Day attendees.
This one's really personal because Donald Trump has cut us veterans off at the elbows.
To first-time participants.
Everything's at stake. There's so much going on.
Expressing that now is the time to organize and act.
The real threat to workers is corporate greed, not immigrants.
We are feeling very tangibly and palpably right now those threats from the federal government.
We will not be intimidated by these tactics, and we will fight back.
Crowds dispersed following these peaceful protests with a vow to come back, saying their work isn't done.
I'm not here to make the rich richer. I'm here to have a good place for all of us. And that's what I believe we should have, and that's why I'm going to keep coming out here.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Meanwhile, President Donald Trump delivered the commencement address to the University of Alabama's class of 2025 last night. It comes on the heels of his administration's first 100 days in office. In his speech to more than 6,000 graduates, the president promised the class of 2025 a bright tomorrow.
Like many generations before you, you're graduating at an exciting time for our nation, a period of both extraordinary change and incredible potential and what will be unbelievable growth. You're going to see that very soon. You're going to see it starting very, very soon. You're the first graduating class of the golden age of America. We're in the golden age. You watch. It's the golden age.
President Trump also expected to deliver the commencement address at West Point later this month.
All right, China, take a breath from that last story and take a bigger one for this next one. I don't think you're a fan of snakes. Am I right in saying that?
Demonic.
How about a two-headed snake? We have one in this story. An incredibly rare two-headed California king snake hatched about 6 months ago at this pet store in Northern California. One snake, two head, two names. They named each of the heads. One head is Angel and the other one is Zeke.
Angel is what you chose to go with?
Yeah, someone did. Chances of this happening, by the way, are about 1 in 100,000, and the pet store says it has no plans to sell Angel and or Zeke.
Dude, that tongue is just foul.
Which tongue? Zeke's tongue or Angel's tongue?
Do you know which was which?
How about when they come together? The tongues come out sometimes at the same time, but they intertwine.
That's what I saw. That made me want to throw up, but I'll spare that.
Any questions about this, Rod?
Well, I mean, right now it looks like a healthy snake, problem-free. Just two heads getting to know each other, as they say. Right?
It does look, though, like one of the heads wants to always go right and the other one wants to always go left, so that could be a problem at some point.
I suppose so. Yes, sir. We have a nice morning. It is clear here in the Willamette Valley and up into Portland and Salem. There's the rising sun now up over the Cascades. You see Mount Hood on the right from the vineyard out at Chehalem Tasting Room in Sherwood. Beautiful morning. It is cloudy up in Kelso Longview. This is the Three Rivers Golf Course camera, so that's overcast. And we have cloudiness along the coast this morning as well. So it all means today is a day of change. Those clouds eventually will be coming in to Portland, Salem, and Vancouver. But right now we're clear, 54 out at the airport, partly cloudy at noon, 68, so a really nice morning. And then clouding over, 71 at 5 p.m. And if you have plans to be out and about later this evening, certainly at least a chance that you could find a kind of a spritzy raindrop falling out of the clouds. Here's 1 o'clock today, showing up and down I-5 that we have a sunny morning. Clouds come in, though. there's some late day rain along the coast and the chance of some traceable showers going into this evening up and down I-5. And there's the cloud cover and that chance of a traceable shower that continues this evening. Out east, mainly just sunny today, but it's quickly building this evening and overnight and tomorrow. The ongoing threat for not only scattered showers, but thunderstorms in central Oregon out to the east. Today, though, with the sun, 78 in John Day, Baker City, LeGrand, Pilton, 84. These are 3 o'clock temperature projections. We'll have the clouds and a chance of rain by mid-afternoon along the coast today. Here's our weekend. 75 at the highest today. Depends on how long we get the sun before the clouds come in. I think we'll at least get up into the 70s. And then sun and scattered showers tomorrow. Quite a bit cooler, 63, still very pleasant overall, not much rain. Then we have sunshine and 68 degrees on Sunday. Hey, coming up at 6:45, we're going to spend about 3 minutes getting into my summer outlook. This is where we focus entirely on how many 90-plus degree days I expect us to have this upcoming summer. That's at 6:45. That's your forecast for now.
Thank you, Rodney.